Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Misha and this is my channel where I post all planter related content. So if it's something that interests you, it will mean the world if you will consider subscribing. So today I figured that I would do something I've never done in my channel before. I always see other people posting updates, plant updates. So today it's gonna be a plant update, and I ended up picking 5 plants that I love, and also plants. One of them was requested by someone a long time ago, and I just never get around to it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna show you guys the 5 plants and also where I keep them. That way you have an idea of the lighting and a little bit of the basic care on it. So the very first one was, believe it or not, I believe my first video on YouTube, and it was of course the one that everyone wanted at that time, Miss Pilea Peperomioides. And she right now, it's sad. I forgot to water her. Usually I water her once a week, but her leaves are turning color, meaning that I need to fertilize, which I just ended up adding a slow release fertilizer. I ended up potting her in this planter because the original one on the first video, it was just too big for her and the roots that she had. So I went ahead and I planted her in a smaller pot, which encouraged the growth to start heading out. Look at those babies. I'm a grandma. I'm sorry, I can't help myself with mama jokes. So yeah, I have 3 little babies coming and she is looking great. I didn't want to remove the dead leaves because it's part of life, and I want you guys to realize that I'm not here to fake it. I want the truth, and I hope that this is a good lighting because my lighting situation really does suck in my home. But I think she's happy. She is going to start perking up. The top leaves are already perking up because I water her. So yeah, I'm just in love with it. I don't think I'll ever have a home without a Pilea Peperomioides, because honestly it's like the OG that caught my eye to this hobby, to this, I don't know, it's definitely a part of me now. I feel like plants are a part of me, and I love and appreciate them. But yeah, and now I'm gonna show you where I keep her. So this is to show you where I keep my Pilea. This is my only south facing window. That's where the hammock, where I get my downtime in the backyard. But yeah, this is where I keep it, and I underwater it. So that leaf, I'm gonna be removing it. But yeah, this is how she looks. She makes my bathroom look beautiful, even though it's a tiny bathroom. So as you can see, that's where I keep her, in the bathroom. I do have Pileas throughout, and I did give some to my families, which are doing amazing. But yeah, my first plant update is the Pilea Peperomioides, and she's doing great. She got longer, way more leaves, and even babies. I feel like it's one of the plants that at first it wasn't easy for me, but once I got the hang of it, it's just thriving in my care. Next. Okay, so second one. The second one that I ended up choosing, I just did an unboxing for her. So there's not that much to see, but it's my Anthurium Villenaorum, and I ended up getting this one in Aqua Genera. I just did an unboxing. I ended up placing it in one of my favorite planters. I did replanted it, well, planted it in a coco coir planter because in my Stockholm fern, it's on it too, and it's just for plants that like humidity. I noticed that it just keeps them healthier. So this is the original plant leaf, I'm sorry, that it came with, and I never took it out. These are the original leaves, but the only thing with it is I think I've had this plant for maybe 2.5 weeks, and she's a looker. And then I'm gonna show you now where I keep her. So I eat breakfast where I'm standing, and this is where I keep my Anthurium Villenaorum, and I'll mark the name. But she actually acclimated very well. She came with the leaves like this, and it just never changed. But yeah, and that was the bad leaf, still there. I never took it out, but this is where I keep it. This is my view when I'm having breakfast. I love my plants. Yeah, that's where I keep her. And she is under a grow light, full spectrum grow light, and she's quite a bit ways away. Like, I want to say almost 5 feet away. And she's just looking pretty. So that's where I keep her. And what I noticed is when I went to water her, she has a little growth point. And so I soon will have a leaf. And I'm just really excited to see if it's going to be the same size as this one or if it's going to be a little bit longer. We'll see, but I'm really happy that it acclimated very quickly to my environment, and so far it seems happy. So my Anthurium Villenaorum, that's my second plant. Okay, so let's go into the third one. So the third one, I made an unboxing a while ago that it was plant imports and also a plant from the plant haul. And she had arrived extremely soaked. I emailed Steph and no questions asked, she sent me a second one. The second one died within a week. It was in a mix that it hated and it was rotten, and I have a little clip of that. Well, this is a quick little update on my second mitrata, Hoya mitrata. So the fungus got the best of it. I just ended up seeing the leaves of the plant in the floor. And then when I removed the stem, the smell is just incredibly disgusting and it's just completely dead. And it had tons of root rot, even though it was in a really dry, airy mix that I placed it on. So yeah, that's my second Hoya mitrata that just did not do too well. And what was disgusting was that I was like, maybe this area will be good. But look at that. That's how rotten it is due to the overwater. The goo is coming out of it and it smells disgusting. Okay, well, that's it. Just a little update on that second unboxing from this Hoya. So yeah, that's the second one. Ended up dying on me, but the first one, for some miracle, my Hoya mitrata, she made it. I ended up placing her in leca, and I monitor the fungi that it's growing at the back of the leaves or the original leaves, and I place it in leca and in a full spectrum light. And I said, you know what, if it's gonna make it, I'm gonna give it like the very best, my all, because this plant, I had to, it had no roots. It came in with dead roots and a yellow stem, and it was just horrible. Hoyas, you know, if you're shipping Hoyas, they should never be wet. I don't know if you were able to hear that thunder, but it's about to rain. But so I actually kept the plant to save it dry for about 3 days. And after that, I ended up adding Super Thrive, and I placed it in Lega. And now she has 1, 2, 3 leaves that are new. And I honestly, I'm really surprised that it made it, because the leaves were so dehydrated and a bad stem. But you know, I, for some miracle, was able to save it, and now it even has like roots coming out. Like, this was such a 180, and I am so happy that it made it, because I've been wanting this plant for so long because of the wonky way that it grows. And so I'm really happy to, you know, let you guys know that some way, somehow, I was able to revive an extremely dead looking plant. So I'm so happy. Thank you. And I'm just gonna like slowly put her away and just show you where I keep her now. I have the mitrata, the first one, because the second one, I could not save it. But yeah, that's where I keep her. And there you have it. That's her conditions. And whew, she made it for me. Okay, so I did already 3. Ooh. So the 4th one is, I ended up not necessarily making a video about her in the past, but I did show my carnivorous plant collection. And I'm gonna try to find a photo of when she first arrived to me now. So that's the photo that I took from Instagram, and she was just a tiny little thing. So this is how she looks now. This is Miss Mexican Butterworth, and this is a carnivorous plant. And this is a plant that has showed me so many lessons. It doesn't like city water or tap water. So I only place it in, I'm sorry, I only give it filter water or rainwater. So like 2 weeks ago, I ended up making the mistake of giving it the wrong water, and this is what happens. This is a prime example of what happens. The leaves just get giant holes, and yeah, and then they grow wonky. And this is another one. See, it just like it eats the plant. It's horrible. So it used to be in a very, very small planter, and then it flowered for me about 4 different times. And in the beginning, it wasn't growing very well because it didn't have anything to eat. So anything I could feed it, I would feed it, and it started growing. So long story short, from this particular plant, I ended up getting 3. It grew so much that it gave me another 2 plants, and here they are. One of them, it's flowering, and the flower, it's pretty cute. And the flower actually does also takes the pets, like it also eats them, so that's pretty good. This one has more like fungus gnats, and that long thing is actually a dragonfly that came inside the house, and it was so beautiful, and it was living, you know, inside the home, and then it ended up like appearing dead, I guess the life cycle of it. And so I was like, okay, you go in there. So I fed it the dragonfly, and then it gave me a flower. But this is her baby, the main one. And then this is the other one that it gave me. Wow. So from one, now I have three, and I'm so excited, and I can see that this one already, sorry, this one, it's already gonna give me multiple plants. See how the leaf pattern, it's a little different, it's growing differently because it's gonna become two plants. See how the leaf pattern, it's completely different, the way that it's growing. This one is just gonna give me another leaf, the one on my right, but the other one is actually gonna become an extra plant. So it's really cool how much, and this one is just gonna remain just one plant for now. But it's really interesting how much I've learned with the Mexican Butterworth. It's okay, Pinduli's afraid because of the lining. But when I was repotting it, I ended up propagating it too. So I'm gonna have gazillion tons of them. Well, not really, but look at this. All the babies, they all made it. Everything I propagated, it made it. And the key to it is what you place it in. So just let me know in the comments down below if that's something that you're interested in, and I'll be more than happy to kind of do a little tutorial. It will take like a full month if I were to do something like that, because I would like to do it like from beginning to end. But if you guys need any advice in propagating Mexican Butterworths, just let me know, because I'm a pro at it. Perfect. And then I'm gonna, this one I'm not gonna show you where they are because they legit are everywhere. And the key to the Mexican Butterworth carnivorous plant is that it has to have a lot of light. They love a lot of light. For some reason, at least in my home, they're on their full spectrum. They're near the grow lights. It's they definitely thrive on that. So last but not least is the plant that was in my wish list for so long, and I could not get it because everyone was selling it like at $400, and even at $150 I just did not want to get it. So can you guess it? Can you pause the video and guess which one it is? I don't know if you were able to guess it, but it's my Hoya Ondulata. And oh my gosh, I did an unboxing video on this one, and this one was actually came same issues. It came with dead roots. It was just unhappy. It was dying. It was, the leaves were just, oh my gosh, it was horrible. I had sent the seller pictures and questions and whatnot, and the only thing that I was gonna get back was $25 if I wanted it. So I didn't bother. I ended up saying to myself, I'm gonna figure you out. I'm gonna figure you out. And for some reason, I was blessed enough to watch a video with Doug Chamberlain, and he's from Vermont Hoyas. He had an Undulata. He has a couple and has a few that have he has killed. And I love learning from other people's mistakes. So when it comes to her, she only came with the 2 leaves, and she's a wonky little thing, and she's like the smallest thing ever. These leaves can get pretty massive. But one thing that I noticed is that she hated soil, so I removed her out of her chunky mix. Then I placed her in leca. I did the same thing. I kept her dry for a few days while it just kind of the stem recouped, and then I placed very little solution, and it was just rainwater. And then one thing that I noticed is that she does not like highlight. Everywhere I read, they don't like highlighting. So I'm gonna show you where I have her now. So this is my IKEA cabinet. This is my IKEA cabinet, and I'm gonna show you where I keep my Undulata. Can you find her? She's in this area. She's hiding in there. My Villenaorum hides her, gives her shade, and she flipping loves it. Do you see her? Yay! But yeah, so this is a full spectrum light, and I keep my plants there. That it's a fill rose propagation. Like one strand made it, the other one doesn't, but it's the only thing that it's dead in there. But yeah, this is where I keep my undulata. And no light comes from outside because I just have my house surrounded by trees. Yeah, just kind of showing you where she is. So that's where I keep her. She is thriving in shade, in shaded lighting. It's incredible. And so in those, under those conditions with very little, you know how usually for a plant in leca you add way more solution? This one, no. This one barely add anything because it's such a weird, difficult plant. And so I don't add that much solution. I keep her in the shade, and then I just kind of monitor her, and she gave me this bigger leaf, and then she's also doing a little growth point right there. I'm still kind of worried because her leaves are not very thick. They sometimes feel dehydrated, but I'm just gonna let her do her thing. I hope that when I move, she doesn't get very, very stressed out. I paid short of $100 for it, and I just don't want to lose her, and I am waiting for her to become bigger so that I can do at least a cutting and have multiple chances of her survival. Because at the end of the day, this is like, you know, it was my #1 wish list plant for years. So that's it. That's gonna be my Hoya Undulata. We're gonna end with her. So let me know in the comments below, you know, if you have one or if it's in your wish list. If you have any of the plants that I have shown you, if you would like to watch a video propagating that, you know, Butterworth, and just, yeah, and just chat with me. I love hearing from you. I do want to thank you again for watching, and don't forget to, you know, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, bye.